Okay, so in review, there were two main theories. The first main theory is catastrophism, whereby we would have had, the idea was that large events, things like, great floods and those sorts of things, would have been the only things that changed the surface of the Earth. The next theory was uniformitarianism, and that is where the idea that everything that changes the Earth today changed the Earth millions of years ago. So things like landslides, erosions, volcanoes, earthquakes, those sorts of things. After that, we talked about a few laws. So we had the law of superposition, so the idea that layers of rock closer to the Earth's surface are younger than rocks farther down, and we talked about kind of a laundry basket and how that relates there. The next we talked about the law of horizontality, so the idea that all sedimentary rock was laid down in horizontal layers. So if it wasn't in a horizontal layer, there must have been some sort of uplifting event or tilting event after the rock was laid down. We have a few different types of dating. We have relative versus absolute dating. So relative dating is where we just talk about something being older or younger. Absolute dating is when we talk about how many years older or younger it is. We talked about index fossils. So that's a way that we can look at how old two things are even though they're not next to each other. So we use a particular fossil that existed only for a short period of time, and we see kind of where it is in the different areas, and then we could say that, well, if this has a particular fossil and this has the same fossil, those two must be in the same age. An index fossil, it's important to have these fossils found over large regions, and that these fossils also need to have existed only in a short period of time. They couldn't have lasted through several eras. Then we talked about an unconformity. So an unconformity represents a break in a pattern due to erosion. And so that break would be younger than all of the things that it kind of broke or the pattern that existed before. We talked about intrusions. So an intrusion is igneous rock that's injected into existing rock, and it cross-cuts older rocks. So anything that the intrusion cross-cuts or travels through was there before the intrusion. So that's important to note. After that, that's about it. So if you have any questions, please be sure to send me an email.